Wander has a special place in my heart. Whether that's a happy place or a place of absolute rage, I'll let you decide. I somehow sniped C6 Farazan in Wanderer's first run with Ito without getting Wanderer. Having failed 150-50 and getting Ito, it was a peak moment for me, but unfortunately, this was when my Genshin account was hacked, and Wanderer found his way onto my account through the hacker using my saved Primogems. So to this day, the only character on my account that I did not want is Wanderer. So meet Ho Squared! He is named after a useful gardening tool, since Nahida is the original Ho, and since Wanderer is Nahida's adopted son, he is Ho Squared. Also a tribute to my Genshin pal, the original Ho, and he and I will show you the ins and outs of wandering to find your mommy issue Shoto gremlin. Wanderer is a very fun character, whom I've grown to appreciate. His versatility and exploration is unmatched, and floating around is cool. Once you get him, he will not leave your exploration party, because boy can that boy zoom. With the Harbinger patch and Arlecchino just leaving, I know you have spent a lot of Primogems. Well, I have a bit of help from today's sponsor, Loot Bar. Loot Bar is dedicated to getting us the best price for Primogems in Genshin Impact. You can instantly save 20% on every top up using their website, and that even includes Welkin. New users also save an additional 5% with a coupon code for your first top up. Your account is 100% safe when using Loot Bar, since they are in direct partnership with authorized top-up partners with Hoyoverse, so you'll always be topping up through Hoyoverse's direct channels. Plus, they have thousands of positive reviews. All you need to do is select the pack you want, enter your UID, select your region, and as you can see, you're saving 20% of the actual in-game price for this pack. Go ahead and hit top up now, and boo, your Primogems will arrive instantly. All you need is your UID to recharge and you're good to go. Make sure to check the link in the description below and save some money on your next character, and they better be Scaramouche, or Scara just might come and make you perish! Alright, let's talk about Wanderer's Fly Kit. Get it? Fly? Okay, I'll stop. Wanderer is a Catalyst user, so he gets access to Anemo-infused attacks at all times, but his elemental skill will allow him to take flight and increase his normal and charge attack damage. As you're gliding around and landing your normal attacks, you'll actually charge this little thing around you, and when you evade, you'll actually be able to fire off missiles at the same time. Keep in mind that it's not worth to evade just for this effect, it's just a nice bonus when you want to dodge midair. His burst is a nice Anemo nuke that you normally want to use at the beginning or the end of your rotation, or while you're in air if you have C2, but we'll talk about that later. It's also important to note that when you actually swirl with Anemo, when you actually go into his infused state, where he gets his increased damage, you'll get certain buffs depending on which element you swirl. So keep that in mind. You can swirl 2 at a time, and you normally want to always swirl 2, but that's kind of hard to do in most of his setups. The thing about this old Ho is that his midair versatility can sometimes be his downfall. The main issue is getting hit in midair. It is a pain because you're going to fly far, and it does not feel good. Because of this, he does enjoy shielders, but they're definitely not required. Also, somehow, he still gets caught in the Mirror Maiden's traps. Upside is the massive horizontal range, and the immediate downside is the horrendous vertical range. This normally isn't an issue, but from time to time you will run into an issue when you are too high to hit enemies and will have to fall. The major plus for Wanderer, however, is his immense range, as I noted. I use him to speed run floors 9 through 11 of the Abyss, and it is fantastic. He can zoom around and just really kill everything from the center of the map. Pretty nice overall. Few tips for Wanderer depending on the setup that you want to run. You generally want to spam normal attacks if it's a single target situation, and you can spam charge attacks in the area of effect situation. Normally, he is paired with a coordinated normal attack like character, like Elon or Xingqiu, so you can do N2, C1, which is 2 normal attacks and 1 charge attack, which feels nice to do, and you're getting the best of both worlds in that case. Also, if you actually want to fly upstairs rapidly, it's important to not hold down the forward button. Just hold down the dash button and he'll be able to glide up those stairs with ease. Now that we've seen how Ho Squared operates on the fields, let's talk about equipping our Ho with the best gear. Wanderer has quite a few main artifact options, but his signature set is generally the best. You can do one charge attack, and then you get to enjoy an attack speed boost, along with a massive charge, plunge, and normal attack buff. This is the most fun set in my opinion, because a little bit of attack speed makes him feel that much smoother. He has a few other options however, and if you have low ping, I do recommend the Echo set. Because he is a normal attacker, he can really take advantage of the 4-piece set. Among other niche sets that you want to use with him, there's a 4-piece Shimenawa. I generally don't recommend this one since he does like to use his burst, but with enough ER or a C6 Faruzan, it can work pretty decently. If you're using him with Farina, the Hunter set will work perfectly as well. If all else fails, just throw on a 4-piece Viridescent or a 2-piece Animo, 2-piece Animo, or an attack set, and you'll function just fine. So, Ho Squared isn't just a gardening tool, he needs a good weapon too. His signature weapon is generally his best option, but it's definitely not required since there are two standard 5-star catalysts that work really great on him, being Skyward Atlas and Lost Prayers. He has many 4-star options as well with the Widzith and Solar Pearl and Dodoko Tails if you were present during the event to get this limited weapon. His signature weapon is still a good upgrade though, because it gives you some attack speed, it gives some additional damage, it's generally his best option, but it's just not necessary in my opinion, especially when he has so many other weapons that perform similarly. This Ho fits into many teams, so he can really be passed around with all of the normal attackers and shielders that you have. So generally, he just wants a good buffer and maybe a shielder. You have many options that you've seen already, but some honorable shielders that work really well with him are Lila and Toma. Zhongli is obviously the best, but a fun team to run is a freeze team with Wanderer and Lila. He has excellent AoE, so with Lila and another Hydro character and his ability to mass swirl, the enemy literally won't be able to move. Quite nice. Bennett is going to want to be in any team where he lacks C6 Faruzan, and Bennett will also be in any team where you want to just boost his damage even further. You can run a mono Pyro team with Zhengling since Pyro Nada will actually stay on ground level, and that'll be pretty good. Because this is Scar's third rerun, a lot of people will be very close or have already gotten C6 Faruzan, and that will bring Scara to new heights. She takes care of the damage buffing, the energy issues, and also has additional grouping. Farina also really increases Scar's damage by a lot, and you generally want to pair her with Jean, but any other healer will really do. If you have C4 Jean, then you get even more Animo Shred, which is always nice to have, which is what I would say if I had a C4 Jean and not a C9 Kuching! Sorry, lost my composure there. Anyways, a Ho needs many tricks to survive out here, so Constellations may be a priority for those die-hard Scar and Mush mains. Scar's C1 is a decent upgrade, offering additional attack speed and increasing the damage of his wind missiles that get fired off. The thing about this though is that more attack speed is not always better. You get diminishing returns after a certain value is reached, and you already have the additional attack speed from his artifact set, and then you get more attack speed here, and let's say that you happen to get his weapon, so you're going to get even more attack speed. It's not going to actually be that great at that point. It's good, but definitely not worth the investment if you're going for just C1. Now Scar's C2 is quite a massive spike in damage for his burst. Now how it works is, you're going to get more and more damage increase towards the end of his burst, and right before his burst end, that's when you actually want to use this burst for a massive nuke of damage. This is a really good stopping point for vertical investment for Scar and Moosh, but his C3 just does even more to boost his burst damage, so if you happen to get it, this is the last point where you actually want to build your Scar and Moosh, unless you're going for C6 or you're building towards C6. Now, C4 is a great increase because basically what it does is going to actually make his passive that much better because you get a random passive buff while you're actually using him. you're going to get a random either Pyro, Cryo, Electro, or Hydro infusion. So whatever he was already infusing before when he activated his elemental skill, he just gets a random additional buff on top of that. And if you were already managing to actually swirl 2 things before, now he gets a third for free. Or if you were just swirling 1 thing before, now he just gets 1 additional thing for free. So it's always a plus. His C6 is the peak of his damage, offering massive damage boost. Essentially, when he hits an enemy while he's airborne, he'll fire off the air missiles, which is considered normal attack damage. In addition, he's going to actually be able to stay in this state a lot longer. Those on the journey to get C6 immediately, or those who have been actually trying to get a C6 over a few patches, best of luck to you, because it is quite fun to get those air missiles just firing off left, right, and center. The thing is about this new hoe, or old hoe if you've been hoeing with Hoe Squared for a while, is that you will really appreciate how he cultivates your account and expands your fields for not only exploring Hoe Hood, but... Sorry, I could not keep a straight face saying that. In exploration, he is unmatched. Using him alongside Yelan or Sayu will allow you to zoom forever. He is just an unmatched overworld king, and he's quite fun to use in other cases as well. His range is also great, and if you like being stepped on 3,000 times a day, then I guess Scar is your guy. He isn't the strongest character, and he does need C6 Farazan to reach his peak, but even without C6 Farazan, he has many other options to get insane damage. Just keep in mind that while he is very fun in midair, he is kind of dependent on not getting hit, or he does lose a lot of his damage. So if you like his design and personality, then you'll really enjoy him. He has many team options, and he is just unmatched in exploration. Good luck, future hoe havers, as Hoe Squared has paved the way. Farmlands have been grazed for you to get early 5 stars, and you're going to win every 50-50 for this Forgotten Harbinger. Still here? Great. That means that you enjoyed the video, right? Then go ahead and like this video, and consider subscribing for more Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves content in the future. Until next time, Enigma out.